Why?
It involved TikTokers, mainly teenagers, playing a game with oncoming traffic.
Chat, do we not have any fucking survival instinct? I'll imagine like a little child compared to that thing. Like, watch.
Sometimes dozens of meters, even after.
I'm sorry, but you're a fucking pancake, dude.
The brakes.
Oh, chat, I feel like we can all relate to these people. One way or another, we've all wanted to get like a bit of fame. So we do like the dumbest shit, like be a VTuber. There we go.
Angel of Death challenge.
What the fuck? Okay, listen. I'm gonna try not as pause as much, but you're fucking kidding me. A challenge is called Angel of Death. The fucking name has death in it.
Angel of Death challenge. On June 3rd, 2022, an 18-year-old teen tragically passed away after falling in front of a truck in Tangerang, Indonesia. However, what made this particular incident stand out among the dozens of traffic-related deaths on Indonesian roads every day was that this was not an accident. Instead, this was the result of one of the most disturbing internet trends that was sweeping the country during this time.
What the fuck?
It had actually started back in 2021, but exploded in popularity in mid-2022.
Of course it was in fucking 2021 when TikTok was blowing up.
It's called the Malaikat Maut Challenge, or the Angel of Death Challenge in English.
Why?
It involved TikTokers, mainly teenagers, playing a game with oncoming traffic,
Chat, do we not have any fucking survival instinct?
Particularly loaded trucks. Their goal was to run out onto a busy street in front of a truck, hope it stops before hitting them without flinching, and post the video of the stunt online.
Are we fucking for real? We're posting a live leak video on TikTok.
But completing this dangerous challenge successfully was a lot harder than many of its unfortunate participants realized.
No, really?
Most of them jumped onto the road as the truck got extremely close, giving the driver virtually no time to notice them and apply the brakes.
No shit.
But even when drivers had enough time to see the kids performing these stunts, they still couldn't slow down in time to prevent. Trucks usually carry heavy cargo, and that weight doesn't stop on a dime. The heavier the load, the longer the
Dude, I can be like that.
braking distance, sometimes stretching dozens of meters even after the brakes are fully pressed.
Holy shit. Now chat, imagine a little child. I'll imagine like a little child compared to that thing.
The load,
like, like watch.
Sometimes stretching dozens of meters even after.
I'm sorry, but you're a fucking pancake, dude.
The brakes are fully
You're a fucking pancake.
So by the time the drivers reacted, it was already too late. Not to mention the fact that this trend was also putting the truck drivers at risk, both physically and psychologically.
Everyone's at risk.
For
what the hell?
One of these cases involving a 14-year-old participating in this challenge, the driver fled the scene, likely out of fear of facing criminal charges. If he had instead stopped and cooperated, the footage of the teenager's friends captured for TikTok would have proven his innocence. But by running away, he turned himself into a hit-and-run suspect.
Well, okay, I get the panic in the moment, but dude,
his job and even his freedom depending on the charges he received. Following the incident in Tangerang, Indonesian police acted quickly to prevent further tragedies. They managed to stop 14 more kids from attempting the same dangerous stunt that very day and continued to monitor.
You know what, chat? This is gonna be a controversial take. Natural selection. Let them take themselves out. Natural selection, chat.
Under the city over the upcoming months.
I'm kidding.
However, the attempts in Tangerang, Indonesia were only a small part of the global trend that cost several lives and left many others with life-altering injuries over the next year. Thankfully, TikTok eventually stepped in and removed all content related to the Angel of Death challenge. And since social media validation was the main reason participants took part in this dangerous trend, the platform's ban caused it to gradually fade into obscurity.
So fucked up. Oh yeah, guys, like as a kid, or like I would always joke around, yeah guys, let's go play on incoming traffic. Now Indonesia, oh no, they got that, bro. They're built fucking different.
Happy slapping. On the 21st of January 2005, the Tez magazine in the UK reported on a new trend spreading rapidly across the country, something they referred to as happy slapping. Contrary to
chat, that's what I call when I go and I happy slap.
Its name, however, the trend was anything but happy.
What?
In essence, it involved people, often young adults or teenagers, going up to a random person, slapping them, recording their shocked reaction, and then sharing that video with others.
Dude, what? That's just assault. That's fucking assault. And that connects. That's battery. What the hell are you on about?
Camcorders and phones with cameras were becoming a lot more accessible during this time, allowing the attackers to record their crime and share it as something funny.
Oh yeah, dude. Let me set a building on fire. Yeah, dude.
Happy slapping videos were shared all over the internet for the whole world to see.
How hard does he slap?
How this trend...
Bro, you saw him wind that shit. Hold on, go back.
Videos were shared.
He wind that shit back.
As for how this trend initially started, some reports from the time linked them to violent TV shows like Jackass and Dirty Sanchez.
Dude, what?
A big difference between these shows and the happy slapping videos, however, was that everyone...
What happened to throwing a ball around and now we have people throwing themselves into cars?
The people filming happy slapping videos, on the other hand, usually targeted complete strangers and bystanders for what they perceived as social clout.
Oh, dude, that's
As a media expert from
they call it social credit! Fucking Christ!
And bystanders for what they perceived as social clout.
Oh, okay, my bad. I fucking misheard that shit. I thought it was the fucking meme, the the Chinese meme. Social credit, fuck.
As a media expert from that time explained it, what we see the kids watching these shows doing is thinking, well, maybe I could stage my own scenes of pain and humiliation along these lines. Then with happy slapping, people are drawn in as random victims rather than...
I call it happy pappy slappy time, dude. That's what I call it.
The voluntary performances we get in the shows that are being copied. I think happy slapping has become a shortcut in the eyes of the slappers to fame and notoriety among the people who see the images circulated on the web or sent to them via their mobile phones.
Oh yeah, let's just commit a fucking crime.
On its own, things quickly took an even darker turn. As time went on, the recordings became increasingly violent, likely in an effort to outdo one another and stand out in the sea of dozens, if not hundreds of similar videos. Things went from humiliating but physically harmless slaps to coordinated attacks resulting in permanent injuries.
Wow.
One of the worst cases of this happened on August 31st, 2009 in South London. A 67-year-old...
You got a license for slapping!
Akram Haq left the mosque on Church Lane in Tooting, England after the evening prayer, where he was then approached by two boys, 15-year-old Hamza Lazai and 16-year-old Leon
let's just commit assault, guys.
A happy slapping video. Things quickly spiraled out of control as neither of them held back, resulting in Akram passing away a week later from a severe head injury he received during the incident.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
The two were eventually identified and arrested after police reviewed CCTV footage from a nearby camera.
What the
fuck? Pled guilty to manslaughter, with Leon receiving a 4.5-year sentence and Hamza sentenced to 3.5 years in prison. The happy slapping trend as a whole eventually faded away after the UK and the surrounding countries started treating it as a significant threat to public safety.
It's a fucking crime, of course, I hope so.
And giving it a punishment of up to 5 years in prison.
Fucking Christ! 5 for slapping someone?
Skullbreaker challenge.
Oh wait.
On February 14th, 2020, 12-year-old Parker Smith was invited by his friends to film what seemed like a harmless jumping contest with them. He agreed, and on camera jumped the highest he could, but instead of landing safely on his feet, he fell backward and fractured his right arm. He was rushed to the hospital immediately, and fortunately made a full recovery over the following weeks.
I feel so bad because, like, this is a kid, right? So clearly there was some peer pressure involved.
However, what seemed like a simple accident turned out to be part of a disturbing internet trend his two friends were attempting to recreate. The so-called Skullbreaker challenge required 3 people to stand in a line and somehow convince the person in the middle to jump. As soon as they did, the two on the outside swept the legs of the one in the middle who was usually unaware of what was about to happen.
Dude!
This caused them to fall backward, usually on their head, which is where the trend got its name from.
Yeah, guys, let's just fucking break our friend's skull.
It started earlier that year after a video of 2 students from Spain doing it on their friend went viral on social media platforms like TikTok, prompting countless imitators to try and
okay, at least do this. I don't recommend it. Like, you could definitely do this safely though. I wouldn't still recommend it because if you like land on your back too fucking hard, like, here's the thing, you could have like a cushion down there, like if you're on a bed or like at a trampoline park, maybe, but still you'll get like a concussion or like probably knock out because like your brain's gonna move around your head, right? Like, come on.
Success. And as you might imagine, the results were disastrous.
No, really?
With Parker being one of the lucky ones for walking away with just a fractured arm. Many others were knocked unconscious by the impact, suffered from severe concussions, and some even needed multiple stitches across their skull and face. The most devastating of these incidents happened on January 24, 2020 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, when a group of 7th graders attempted the challenge in school.
Oh my god. What is up with little kids doing this shit? What is up with little kids doing the most dumbest shit?
Unfortunately,
dude, back then we had Minecraft to rely on if we wanted to blow up. We just go and record ourselves playing Minecraft. Now these kids are breaking their skulls. What the fuck's going on?
Way too hard on their head, causing them to lose consciousness and have a seizure. He luckily survived the incident and eventually recovered without any permanent head trauma. However, his initial condition was bad enough that authorities arrested the other two 13-year-old boys. They were charged with 3rd-degree aggravated assault and 3rd-degree endangering an injured victim, since the harm they caused was mostly intentional.
Okay. So, I want to explain the chat. I don't know if you guys know what like 1st degree, 2nd degree, and like 3rd degree was, but basically, from my understanding, a 1st degree crime is something that happened in the moment, like an accident, right? But I think a 2nd degree is like a crime out of like passion. So if like your emotions weren't involved, but like a 3rd degree is like something that like you pre-planned, like you planned to do this. And like I'm pretty sure a 3rd degree is also like the most like something that people look down on. But like I just wanted to say that just in case you guys don't know.
Well, I wasn't able to find any reports on whether the charges were dropped or not, but even if they were, being arrested for attempting a dangerous internet challenge goes to show just how dangerous it can be. TikTok also stepped in and banned all videos of this challenge on their platform.
I sure fucking hope so.
Once something is on the internet, it never truly goes away. As evident from 2 girls finding videos of the Skullbreaker challenge, attempting it on one of their classmates, injuring them, and getting charged for it in November 2022, more than 2.5 years after the original fad ended.
Bro is making up for his 80 IQ chat.
Fortunately, there haven't been many reports of kids getting injured because of this challenge ever since.
Fucking god.
Kia challenge.
The hell's a Kia challenge?
Near the end of 2020 and throughout 2021,
it's another car challenge.
Authorities in Milwaukee, Wisconsin noticed a significant increase in car theft. What made this even stranger was the fact that the majority of these stolen vehicles were either from Kia or Hyundai, with theft of these particular cars doubling or even tripling in some areas compared to previous years. However, before investigators could determine the cause of this surge, the situation spiraled beyond their control in ways they could have never expected. Put simply, stealing Kia and Hyundai cars became an internet trend called the Kia Challenge. It began on July 12th.
Are we fucking for real? Are we fucking for real? We're straight up stealing cars as a fucking trend now. We're stealing cars?
2022, when a video captioned Kia Boys went viral for demonstrating just how easy it was to steal Kia and Hyundai cars manufactured between 2011
You're
and 2021.
fucking kidding me. We're stealing cars
was a
now.
Screwdriver and any regular USB cable, since the connector just so happened to be the perfect size and shape to jumpstart the vehicle. This was a major hardware-level security flaw in dozens of car models, and there was no permanent way to fix the problem either. Now, the original Kia Boys video was eventually taken down by TikTok, but the information was already out there and it already sparked the Kia Challenge. Teenagers across the US started breaking into Kias and Hyundais and posting their stunts on social media to participate in the challenge.
I wanna go and meet the people that think about this, right? Because like I swear to god, TikTok gets its own hive mind. I swear to god, if one popular opinion blows up, everybody thinks about that. Or if like there's a popular trend that blows up, everybody does it, regardless of safety or like the crime you commit. Like this is just straight up you stealing a fucking vehicle.
While the stolen cars caused a massive financial burden for hundreds of innocent residents, the real danger of the Kia Challenge came from what many of the thieves did once they had taken control of the vehicles. Since many of them had no intention of actually profiting off the stolen cars and were only doing it for the internet, they began taking the cars for reckless joyrides around town, putting their lives and the lives of everyone else on the road in extreme danger.
Dear fucking god.
One of these joyrides led to a police chase, which eventually ended with the out-of-control car slamming into the concrete barrier and the teenagers who stole the car trying to flee on foot. The most disturbing of these incidents occurred in Buffalo, New York.
Oh my god. Well, see, chat, we're already using like our brains, so like that's the first thing we're doing, right? Second thing is, what the fuck makes you think you can outrun the police on foot?
October 2022, where a stolen Kia ride ended in a fatal crash, taking the lives of 4 teenagers. In total, the Kia challenge resulted in the loss of 8 lives before the disturbing trend was shut down by TikTok and other social platforms.
I come in here and hear you.
Kia and Hyundai also had to settle a class action lawsuit for $200 million over the dangerously lax security in their cars.
It's not the fact that it's the dangerously lax security in cars. I think we should talk more about the fact that teenagers thought it was a good idea to fucking steal. I think that's a worse thing. Like, let's not talk, dude. If I swear to God, I see one more parent put a fucking iPad in front of their kid instead of actually parenting them, I'm losing my shit. Oh my god. W trend.
Surfing.
The fuck do you mean W trend? Oh, I mean, Crash is a homeless person. Yeah, he probably already done.
Car surfing or riding on the outside of a car.
God, it gets fucking worse.
Or as if it were a surfboard, has existed as a trend long before modern social media was even a thing. It started gaining popularity in the early 1990s, compelling teenagers and young adults to speed down the highway while precariously balancing themselves on top.
Yeah, guys, let's surf on a car barreling towards the highway. Let's see if we do anything about that.
Today, most modern cars don't have much to hang on the outside to improve aerodynamics, which makes this already high-risk activity even more deadly.
My boy's stuck down there like you know, there's like little like figures that like you just like fucking stretch out. He looks like one of those guys.
It only takes one small slip for even the most daring car surfer to fall into the road.
No, really?
Something that's evident from a 2008 CDC report, which revealed that 58 people lost their lives while engaging in car surfing, and 41 others were severely injured since 1990.
I swear to God, this is just what you call natural fucking selection.
Unfortunately, the rise of social media and the desire to go viral with outrageous stunts have only driven that number higher ever since. Most recently, in May 2023, a 16-year-old boy tragically lost his life while car surfing out the back window of a car when the vehicle lost control and rolled over. He would have almost certainly kept his life. And the vehicle also rolled over? Fuck. Sadly, the car surfing trend is just as alive today as it was 3 decades ago.
It's still going. Like, I can get why. It's, like, fun. Like, if you're going at a, like, slower pace, and, like, everybody still is, like, cheering loud, then sure, right? He did it for 5 subs? Fuck, yeah, dude, I'll do anything for 5 subs.
And shows no signs of fading away anytime soon.
Oh, dude, I'll car surf for 5 subs.
Blackout challenge.
What the fuck do you mean blackout? I'm scared. We got the skull crusher and now we got the blackout. What the hell are they doing?
Existed long before social media. The goal in this challenge is to achieve a brief high that comes from cutting off oxygen to the brain by intentionally suffocating until you lose consciousness.
Yeah. Did you know that if you cut your oxygen off the brain for more than 10 seconds, you get permanent brain damage?
However, while many assume that blacking out
just a fact, you know, just a little fact
from lack of oxygen is perfectly safe in the long run, that couldn't be further from the truth.
No.
The rewarding high in this challenge is in reality a dangerous form of cerebral hypoxia, where brain cells are deprived of vital oxygen.
Yep.
This can lead to seizures and hemorrhages. Even if someone survives the challenge seemingly unharmed, depriving the brain of oxygen for just a minute can cause permanent, irreversible damage. This can affect memory, reasoning, and other critical cognitive functions in the long run. The line between a fleeting, dangerous thrill and irreversible tragedy is terrifyingly thin, and once consciousness is lost, there is no way to control the outcome. Not to mention the very real risk of the person never waking up again. Unfortunately, many who try to recreate this challenge are completely unaware of these dangers.
Why are we searching for a high? What about instead of like looking up for the high, do something productive and get a high off of that?
in 82 people losing their lives between 1995
Dude, I get a high by
and
doing something
2007
productive.
alone. What makes this even worse is that almost all of these deaths were between the ages of 6 and 19. Much like other viral trends, young impressionable kids are especially drawn in, motivated by peer pressure or the need for validation online or in real life. Which is why the resurgence of the blackout challenge through social media platforms like TikTok brought it to an even younger audience and left a devastating trail of victims. One of the most well-known cases is that of Nyla Anderson, a 10-year-old girl from Pennsylvania. Her family found her unconscious on the bedroom floor on the night of December 7, 2021. They rushed her to the nearby hospital. Unfortunately, it was already too late. After barely clinging to life for 5 days, she tragically passed away without ever waking up. No one knew why she would do something like this, until investigators did a forensic analysis of her phone, which revealed she had been viewing videos of the challenge on TikTok.
Oh my god, of course.
Incidents happened in April 2022
Another one?
when a 12-year-old boy from the United Kingdom named Archie Battersby suffered catastrophic brain damage after attempting the challenge and passed away months later.
Again?
And these weren't isolated incidents either.
I believe that.
Children, some as young as 8, suffered a similar fate or other life-altering injuries after attempting this challenge. Sadly, despite social media sites' best efforts to suppress the challenge, it continues to spread to this day.
Yo, W video though. W video in the chat. Good job. Good video. You know, there was some challenges that I thought I know every single challenge in this video, but I didn't know like a single one. W mans.